Howdy everyone, and welcome back to Isla Napali. It's Sunday again, and I'm happy that I have an episode for you today, which is a tiny bit different than usually, but I'm gonna explain this quickly at the beginning of this episode. Now, it's about placing down new flat rides, and you're gonna see why this is a little bit different from the usual episodes. But now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the next Caribbean flair episode of Isla Napali. Which makes totally no sense because it's not Caribbean, it is basically Hawaiian-ish flair. Well, never mind. I'm not going to talk about the time-lapse the whole time now because we will have a real-time part as the second part of this episode, which is because I really need your feedback again. And I thought, do I put this episode out today with actually having not too much of progress? Or should I just leave it out? But the thing is, this week will be pretty busy, so this is why I'm not even sure if we will have a Monday live stream. We potentially have a Tuesday live stream, but on Monday I'm on a trip for work. I'm to Frankfurt off, and I'll be home pretty late, so I'm not sure how much we can do in Isla Napali this week anyways. And I thought this would be the perfect moment now to wait for all of your feedback. So really, guys, it's important that you give me a lot of feedback at the end of this episode, because this will be considered for the next episodes here. And we all agreed on the fact that I needed to be a bit more focused on progress, because I do agree to a certain extent that recent episodes, like not the recent like 5 to 6, but those in advance, sometimes might have been a bit less on progress and just too much on focusing on feedback, which can be annoying for those people who don't want to really be actively shaping this project and just want to watch it, which is a cool thing actually, to just follow the series and just enjoy it. Totally fine with that. So I think I'm now working on a very good compromise here, which is I'm not having a schedule, but I'm trying to mix up sometimes having really episodes where I have like 2, 3, 4 hours of footage boiled together to one episode with a huge progress, and actually not waiting too much for feedback. And then on the other hand, having those episodes where I don't really do much, but I'm really showing it all a bit more in detail, to really gather together all your feedback to make sure that we are having a really good progress then again in the future, which always helps to make really the best of both worlds in here and to get it in. However, this episode is not completely without any progress. Actually, to be fair, the progress in terms of actual buildings or whatnot is not great, but the planning progress in this episode is really great, I guess. But yeah, so you will see. Now you have a few more minutes with time-lapse, and I'll be back then in a real-time part. Alrighty, so here we are in the real-time part. I just quickly paused the game to maintain some decent FPS. But what I did, and maybe you do recognize this from the screen, which is pretty cool actually, I have some better FPS now because I'm using reshade at the moment. Basically, I haven't changed any of the settings apart from the anti-aliasing things, because this works a lot better than in-game. So you can really see that the, the edge detection is way better than what Planet Coaster does on medium, and so hence this is the reason why I have this. But there is also a reason why we have this real-time part here. So for once, as you have seen in the time-lapse, I've built 2 more flat rides, and I also changed a little bit of the terrain. Now let me first of all give you the idea about what I've done here before you then can go down in the comments, and please be very nitpicky, please give all your feedback you have to this, because I really need the feedback here. I am the first time ever in Isla Napali a little bit on a... I'm running a little bit against the wall. I have some ideas what to do, but I'm not very certain where to put it. So about this ride, the Swift Driver, I'm quite happy, the Swift Drifter, by the way. I'm quite happy with the location. This is also why I started already doing this little planter area here with the lockers. I think this is fairly nice to have here. Yes, it's somewhat unrealistic because people need to go around. Oh, by the way, I needed to test this. I haven't done this because there is this vending machine thing hidden in here. Let me just see if I can somehow detect this. There we go. Am I able to? Yeah, there we go. It's open. That's fine. Okay, so we need to see if people will go there. Let me just unpause the game and see if they will eventually go there. I have no clue if so, but maybe it's because they can't find it because of the benches. Let's just test if they don't do this because of that. Let me just see. No, they still don't go here. It seems they don't really have too much of interest to go here, so this is something we need to quickly fix. It's not a guest flow management episode, don't worry, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay, now they're going. Okay, they're not going. Well, okay, so never mind. I'm gonna get this to work eventually, but the idea was that I have a slightly inclined area here, or like a raised area, which is obviously the, and we can pause the game again because otherwise the performance is too bad. So that you have, if you go down here, let me just show you pretty quickly. So this is a little bit of a raised area. So if we have the eye position of the people, you can still see the Swift drivers that are being put into somewhat of a botanical area as well, because this works pretty well together with the coaster over here. I wanted to play a bit more with the heights in here because I felt like we haven't made use too much of height differences here in the park. This is also why the lockers are a little bit higher than the rest of the building. As you can see, I just put down this wall to make sure that we are starting somewhat of a building here, and my idea was to have the building go a little bit around here so that we kind of have, maybe we are even enlarging the queue into this building then, so that we do have a wall separating these two things here, and then on this hand side over here where we do have the operator booth, I wanted to make this even more working into what could be, I don't know what we can do here, but I wanted to have somewhat of a little party area. Not really like in Kuala Beach, don't worry, but just like having a restaurant, which is a bit more like, let's say for the teenagers, and then having also a stage, which is also to give a little bit of credit to the super awesome pure cold music. No, what am I doing? I'm just messing it up here. Wait a second, I need to fix that. Actually, I was right, it's pure cold music. So, who has done the wonderful new intro song to Isla Napali? And this is why I wanted to give some credit to him to make a little stage where actually he would be playing the song, and we actually put the song in there, obviously, with the speakers as well. Anyways, I am not sure if, are you happy with the location? Is this a suitable location? I feel like it is. I feel also like that, it still is okay to build a restaurant over here while having these shops over here, because not everyone wants to go into a shop. And then also we have the medic center over here, like, a little medic center over here, which is fine. I'm just looking into what kind of facilities we do need. So what I wanted to do is, I wanted to make sure, because we have actually, in terms of backstage area, we changed a little bit that we do have backstage over here. We have the tunnel entrance, which is still not done over here. But the one thing I'm still missing is, and that's a bit of a bit of a scrap. So we have this backstage area over here, right? So this is going definitely in here, so that people would actually, if there would be a backstage thing happening, they would go in here. But what I want to do, because I feel like this is fairly unrealistic, because there's like so much going on. If you would take a car or something, you can't drive through here. It's just not happening. I mean, we just noticed that while doing it with the Ecto 1. So what I wanted to do is like kind of close off this area over here. I mean, it can still be a gate, which is nice, but I wanted to enlarge this backstage area going around here and then going back into another area, which is really going alongside the hillside over here into, yeah, kind of combining the whole thing with the harbor area, to be honest. So this is the other harbor area. So we could go like all this way down here, making a little tunnel go in here and then just connect to the harbor, because this is fairly important that we do have something like that in this area in general, so that makes sure that we can use every backstage area available. I think that makes total sense. So this will then be that we do have the restaurant over here, we have the entrance kind of thing over here, and this area over here is backstage. So we only have like a crossing going on over here. I have no idea how to do it. Maybe we do it with an overpass even. I could imagine doing an overpass, or we do like the maybe we can even make this as an overpass. I don't know. Oh, actually, no. Maybe we do this backstage thing as an overpass. No idea though. Maybe you can come up with a better idea. But then this is the area where I'm mostly struggling at the moment. So for several reasons, I wanted to have something very vintage looking, something old, and I feel like I'm fairly good with this ride over here. So I am fairly certain that this is a bit better if it's, oops, autosave kicks in. So I am certain that this ride is doing better when it's put a little bit raised, as it is right here. The only issue I have with it is that I have no freaking idea how to make this area work. So this is obviously a beach, but we need to build some kind of security wall or whatnot here, so that if there is flooding going on, which definitely there will be on Hawaii, how do we make sure that this is kind of secured? So yes, we can kind of build a wall here that goes over here, but we still need to have like an entrance area to the beach. So I was wondering if we build like a wall, it's kind of a retaining wall, I guess, in here, so very much around the log flume, and then just do the interior with a little bit of nature and to that kind of extent that we just have like an opening that goes onto the beach right here, so that people can actually take this way to the beach, and then there is like a little bit more of a beach area. Obviously it's not that much use as it has been in the past, but it's a theme park now, but still it could be used for several events or partying or whatnot. So do you agree? Should we extend the beach a little bit outside? I don't know. There are some more possibilities to do here, but maybe you guys have an idea. And also, how do we theme this one? So if we go with the backstage area over here, and we do have this one over here, we still have a little bit of space left. I want to maintain this hill as it is, so nothing goes on here. Maybe just a viewport, or actually the lighthouse. We haven't talked about the lighthouse yet, but maybe we can put a lighthouse on here, and then just go there as like a viewing outpost or whatnot, and then kind of put some more arcade maybe in here or something, just maybe buildings for people that lived here actually. But then we are slowly running out of space. Like, I could imagine putting one more ride in here if it fits with the backstage. We should be able to somehow do this and make another entrance, and then that's about it, guys. So yeah, what do you think? Is there any ride you definitely want to see here in the park, which I haven't placed down yet? Do you think I should exchange this one? Should we put another ride here to make sure that more is going on in this area? Should we try to squeeze in another ride here? No idea, but please, now it's really the opportunity for you to give me some more feedback on that. And it's really, really important. But before I end this episode, just 2 more amendments that you guys made, and I will definitely realize I haven't done this yet. Yes, we have to change the direction of this fence. This makes total sense because this is like the back side and this is the front. For whatever reason I did this. And yes, fair play, I need to change the location of this electricity box because there's no way to maintain this one. And Aliyah, just for you, because you were actually mentioning this, our lovely vending machine has a energy plug in here, and someone was asking why are they chickens over here. If you want to look it up, do it, but if you trust me, I can tell you on Kauai, the island which I love the most from Hawaii, there are like 1 million chickens. It's kind of a symbol of that island, and you're not allowed to kill them or whatnot. So actually they're roaming around there quite a bit, and there is like a chicken everywhere. don't get me wrong, it's like everywhere. So this is the reason why I wanted to give this little bit in here as well, and just put the chickens in and make sure that this is even more of a Hawaiian vibe. Anyways, that's it for today's episode of Isla Napali. I hope you're okay with this split episode, and I really need your feedback, so make sure to watch it again if you haven't caught up everything, but make sure to give me really feedback towards the placement of the flat rides and further placement of more rides. And then we see each other next time in the live stream or in a time lapse or whatever comes up next. Until then, have a great time, guys, and bye bye.
We should be hiding out wherever we may find love that's flowing.